Want to go to Asal Razai live now at the ICE facility in Broadview, where protesters have shown up outside their designated protest hours. That was determined and mandated by the mayor. Asal, what's happening right now?
Yeah, Dana, a really interesting situation playing out. We were just on the other side of the facility here, the main entrance on Beach Street, where we were doing our live reports all morning, when we started to see protesters show up. And pretty shortly after they showed up, they began to get pushed back by police outside of that protest zone, police asking them to disperse, saying that they were showing up outside of those protest hours that you just mentioned. I'll also show you what's unfolding here behind us and kind of explain what we saw on the other side before we made our way here, Dana. 2 people were detained on the other side just before we came over here. They were placed in handcuffs, and Broadview police officers were standing next to them. We did overhear that they were not going to actually be booked, that they were just being detained, and that they would be released shortly. And what's interesting, Dana, is when we came to this side, you'll see a big group of protesters here. There's over 50 people here just by looking at this crowd, and we're wondering why those hours aren't being enforced on this side, because protesters on the other side of this facility, they were inside of the concrete barriers just like you're seeing here, and they were pushed back, and police were saying if they did not disperse and leave the area, they would be arrested. And we did see 2 arrests happen. When I started walking to this side, I was surprised to see a large group of protesters here. You can see they're holding signs. Some are holding American flags. Some are playing drums, playing music. It's mostly peaceful and quiet here this morning. A lot of state police officers are here, and a lot of deputies from the Cook County Sheriff's Office, along with Broadview Police. We've seen Hillside Police, along with Maywood Police. A really massive police presence out here this morning, Dana. Unclear why protesting outside of those protesting hours, as you mentioned, is being allowed on this side right now. It could possibly be because of the amount of people that are here, but as I mentioned, on the other side, we did see at least 2 people arrested. Again, we were told that they would be released and not booked officially. Officers have come up to us and told us that if we wanted to, and telling protesters around us that there is this designated protest area here, if people would like to move into that area, actually suggesting protesters right now in the last couple of minutes move to that area. Dana, we have not seen any ICE agents come out this morning. There's actually, beyond your view here on the other side of this crowd, there's kind of these yellow plastic barricades that are set up at the edge of this parking lot, so you can't really get past it. Very different from what we saw last Friday when things were very chaotic, very intense here, with hundreds of different law enforcement officers here. And I do want to mention what we've learned in just the last hour, Dana, about the fence that's on the other side of this facility. We learned that a judge decided that it is illegal and it is a risk to businesses in the area, and that they have to take that fence down. Mayor Katrina Thompson, in a statement this morning, said that it just confirms that the fence is illegal, the judge's decision. She went on to say that it remains to be seen if ICE will respect the judge's orders and dismantle what she called a hazard, Dana, and if they will continue their pattern of defiance. A lot of moving parts and developing news coming out of this situation here this morning, Dana. We're keeping an eye on this protest happening here. Very peaceful at the moment. We're hearing music, drums. People are just here holding signs. And if you've been following our coverage in just the last month, every Friday between about 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., we've seen protesters out here. At times they've been peaceful. At times things have gotten really intense and escalated. So far this morning, you can see things are quiet. We're going to continue to monitor this situation, Dana, and bring you the latest just as we get more. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Asal, I have one question for you. In light of the judge's ruling yesterday, instating a temporary restraining order when it comes to federal guard troops being sent to patrol the streets or any buildings, have you seen any troops this morning? Because we know there were some troops from Texas that were there yesterday.
Yeah, Dana, so this morning we saw a few uniformed officers on the other side of the fence, and we also saw a big charter bus. Unusual as far as that bus is concerned, but really hard to make out if those were National Guard troops or if they were federal agents from where we were standing. It was dark really early in the morning, so I can't officially say, cannot confirm that, but I did reach out to Broadview village officials, Dana, about that to see if they had any information about troops still being here this morning. Had they heard anything that troops were going to be moving out? Had they personally seen any troops at the facility overnight after that ruling came down? And they actually told us that there's been no type of communication, I should say, between local, state, and federal officials as far as Broadview officials are concerned. They say that's really been the case over a month now, so nothing new as far as their side of things are concerned. They say they have no communication about that, and we firsthand have not seen any troops out here this morning, Dana.
All right, Asal, thank you so much for that update. Appreciate it.